Hi Aries, welcome to your new moon in Gemini reading for June 6th, 2024. New moons bring in new cycles. Um, Looks like we are in for an interesting new moon for you. You have, in the direction that the reading is going in, number 2, events, loss. 2 is often duality, relationships, choice. And events, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. Um, this can be a time for loss for you. It may be something small, so don't make it too big. In the card, something is drifting away. So it could even be loss of something that you're ready to let go of. There can be a severing of ties with a romantic partner or family or a working relationship or work in general. Can also signify a personal or a financial loss, like a stock investment could go south, something like that, valuables. So you want to keep a lookout on your investments and your property. It's important for you to address this difficulty calmly. Even in the water is pretty calm. So this is a time for self-love and some clarity, actually. There can be a lot of supportive people around you right now, and some enjoyable activities that can fill that loss. So this is the direction the reading is going in. Let's just see what's going on here. We'll place that here. Okay. The first column is where you find yourself at the time of the new moon, or what it is that you are actively beginning. That's an interesting card there. I'll tell you why in a minute. The second column is you and how you're behaving in this particular situation, what you're thinking, what you're doing, how you're feeling. So it's you acting, your personal views. The third column is probable outcome, because some things we are able to change, some things we have decided in our journey to experience, but it's always for our growth, for the betterment of ourselves, though it may not seem like it in the beginning. Okay, there's the loss. Okay, interesting set of cards here. Let's start with where you find yourself at the time of the new moon. Interestingly enough, this is the beginning of a new emotional cycle for you. But if you can see, the water is flowing outward, so there is we're losing something here, which is old emotional baggage, and that is personally a good thing. This can be for somebody something quite emotional, because the the suit of the cups are emotions. This can be inspired, however, and the yod indicate that there is a lot of spiritual activity around it. But it is an offer of something new, something inspired coming in. Interestingly enough, you have a 10 with it. Also, this is my summertime card, so maybe we're taking action and moving towards the summer with this card. The 10 of Wands is, first of all, 10 is the end of a cycle while simultaneously beginning something new. And we are, with the 10, ending something here. We're letting something go, but this is taking your responsibilities and getting to the end of a situation. It's probably a heavy burden. This is a slow and steady wins the race card. But I find it interesting that you are indeed beginning something new simultaneously. However, both of these cards indicate walking away from something. So we're moving towards a new beginning here. Now, again, this can be you or it can be somebody around you, because you seem to be the knight in shining armor coming in to save the day. So maybe there's maybe you're helping the situation in some way. These are responsibilities that we can be holding on to for other people. And if at all possible, and it isn't always, I understand that, but if at all possible, it's important for you to let other people take on their responsibilities and their burdens so that they can glean the lesson from it. However, this feels a bit emotional with that Ace of Cups. Now, for me, the Ace of Cups is also saying that water is really important. You should be drinking quite a bit of water during this period. Water is information, but it's also cleaning out and helping you to release any old stagnant energy or emotions that need to be let go from probably this difficult cycle. It's not an easy cycle. The Ten of Wands. But it is really taking your responsibilities, but not even just your responsibilities, the experiences that you've had through this particular cycle, and kind of getting to the finish line, really, because it's funny because you can kind of see the finish line, and that makes it all the more difficult to get there. So it just seems longer. It's like those movies, the horror films where they look down the hallway and you can see the door at the end, but the hallway just somehow gets longer and longer and longer. It's kind of like that energy. Yeah. Relationships. Now again, this could be in the form of work relationships, work partnerships, marriage, romantic friendships even. These are two people who can find I find this interesting. Okay, I'm just getting a lot of information, so but it can be for somebody specific. In any case, because there's new love here, right? Maybe we're finishing up an old one. As I do see separation here with that Three of Swords and walking away from something that used to be fun and used to be enjoyable, but now we're moving on and we're moving up. That doesn't make it any less difficult with the Lost card here. But it can also be that there are other people who are helping you through this loss, or you're helping them. Again, you're the knight in shining armor coming in to save the day, or this can be the knight in shining armor. So perhaps you have met somebody who's in a partnership and they are moving on, you're moving on, and you're getting together, right? They're leaving a relationship, you're leaving a relationship and getting together. But again, that's just for somebody. It doesn't have to be for everyone, obviously. It's a general reading. But there is something with these two people. They can be very different, right? However, there is something that matches their desire, that makes them a pair, that makes them a good couple. It does feel a bit heavy, though. There is some burden with it. We are letting go of something while simultaneously receiving something new, something inspired on an emotional level. But it does feel like there's a lot that you have to get through before you can begin this new partnership, or before you can take this new job somewhere else. It can even be that, because I see the Six of Pentacles here. Now, if it is a relationship, things have to be divided up, right? If let's say you live together, or you're married, or that sort of thing, things do need to be divided up. Also, within this relationship, you are wanting a nice give and receive in the relationship. It can't just be all one way and not the other. And as far as I understand, there are some big romantic aspects planetarily at this time. So something is coming in quick, but this is you. You're coming into a situation very quickly here, right? You're the knight in shining armor. So you may have information. You may be rushing in, right? What's the saying? Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. There can be this feeling of rushing into a situation. But we're looking for equality here. However, if this is a partnership, like let's say it's a financial partnership or even a romantic one, things need to be divided up. This is the card of the haves and the have-nots, right? It is the sharing is caring card. It's a very altruistic card. It's a very charitable card. And so whatever it is that we're ending here, whatever it is that we're dealing with, it's amicable, and you are amicable, and you want it to be fair. You want some fairness there. Now again, this may not be you, this may be somebody you know, maybe it's parents or a family or friends or that sort of thing, and you are helping. You can be the help here. However, you're dealing with loss. So again, even if it is a friend, it's something difficult that they may be going through, and you're lending a hand. That can be for somebody. 1, 2, 3. Interesting. So, oddly enough, we have then the Three of Cups, which is the joy of life. Now remember, these are supportive people, so you are being somebody quite supportive here. You have that in droves. You have that with 3 cards. The Six of Pentacles being charitable, the Knight of Swords being the person who comes in to save the day, and the Three of Cups is that joie de vivre. It's the joy of life, but it is also people who support each other. 3 is the creative principle itself. The number 3 is the creative principle itself. And so these are females that hold each other up. So this could be a good friend of yours. It could be a girlfriend of yours. It could be a sister, a mother, something like that. It doesn't have to be you and your relationship. Only you will know that, and it is a general reading. But there is something to celebrate with that Three of Cups card. And it looks like it's a romantic situation. And this is a nice time for this to come in, because it's, again, planetary aspects. But we are moving into June, and June is Gemini, and Gemini is the Lover's card. So that is choices, right? It is the choice card. The last one, the last column, you have the difficulty of actually severing and walking away. But okay, so the 8 of Cups. 8 is a power number, and so you're empowering yourself by walking away. This is leaving a situation and old emotional baggage where you may have enjoyed and had a good time, or it may have been fine and wonderful at one time, but we're leaving. So maybe work situation, right? We had a great partnership. The money was okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't fantastic. But we're looking out to bigger and better things, because he's climbing up the mountain after he leaves this emotional baggage behind. Because the Three of Swords is actually, so the Two of Swords for me is the cut, right? It's like a scissor, it cuts. The Three of Swords, well, there may be some grieving or some difficulty, some sadness, some tears, that can be short-lived, and it can be then renewal, rebuilding, restructuring, right? Because again, 3 is the creative principle here. There may be some foul weather with the Three of Swords, I'll put it that way. Maybe there's some bad weather, or there's a lot of rain or something like that. That can make it can put somebody in the doldrums a little bit. All right, so here we have a Queen of Swords that we are either walking away from or making the cut, because she is a critical energy. She is a decisive energy. She's this is my Virgo card. They're very practical. They are in the midst of mastering their mental energy. The king is the master, but the queen is trying to. She has a critical mind, but she can also have a critical tongue. But this is a female who can cut somebody off. I say easily. Maybe it appears easy for us, especially me, because I'm water, so it's more of an emotional thing for me. But this is somebody who is trying to clear their head, right? So you see the sky is clear, but it raises some dust on the ground. So it can raise some how do I want to say it, a bit of a ruckus, or it can raise some dust. It can cause a little bit of chaos on the ground. But her mind is clear. She knows what she has to do, and she does it. So this can be you. This can be somebody that you're walking away from. This could be the friend that's having the difficulty. They're going to be somebody possibly with very sharp features, pointy nose, pointy chin, sharp eyes. They're often very refined people. But they're sharp in features. And they do not have to be a Virgo, but they may act as one at this time. In any case, it's a very critical mind. Great with details, though, and often in a position of managerial kind of energy. Not always. They can be writers. There is renewal here, because what Spirit wants you to know is wishes. Be careful what you wish for, as one wish will be granted. So, I believe this is the wish part, and this is something new that's coming in. It can even be that you're leaving, because there's movement here with this Knight of Swords, and you have to move away, and you're leaving people behind that you love, but we're going somewhere better, albeit there's a lot of responsibility that you have to take on with this movement, with this change, with this ending and new beginning. It's a mixed bag. It's very interesting, though, because there is something you're losing here, but you're also going to gain something that you want, something that you've wished for. So I think that's where the restructuring kind of comes in here. And also that creative principle. You have 2 3s. So, okay. I'm going to leave it there. I hope this has been helpful. I will return in 2 weeks with a full moon reading. Thank you for listening. It's appreciated. Bye for now.